Okay guys, I saw this yesterday on Facebook page, Hypocrisy and Stupidity of Gun Control Advocates. Now, we've all seen this image before. It is the woman who's probably younger than me. She looks younger than me. Or at least she was when the picture was taken. And that's obviously her husband. I don't know if you can see it too well, but he's got plastic around him. I don't know if it was raining out, if they just wanted to protect him from the interior of the plane. Now, this is an advertisement that moms demand action for gun sense in America. And you can see their logo on the bottom. See it? Okay. Now, I was actually very upset when I saw this, to the point where I had just eaten lunch and I wanted to vomit. Now, this image has been seen many times on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, appreciate our veterans, support our troops. She gave her husband's life for your freedom, enjoy it, or whatever. Okay, and her image, whether it was her intention or not, her image has been used a lot. Now, I don't know exactly who she is or who her husband is, or if they have children, or if this was Afghanistan theater or Iraq theater. I'm unaware. I'm also unaware if they are Republicans or Democrats. I'm completely unaware. The only thing I know is that he was killed in action because he's coming back on the plane with the flag ripped over him. And I'm willing to bet my life that he didn't die by accident. This guy didn't fall down a flight of stairs. This guy was killed in action. Okay? Excuse me. And I have a friend who was killed in action in September 9th, 2007. Now, we don't know about this woman's political beliefs. She may have very well hated guns, or been afraid of guns, or been disinterested in guns. She might have a carry conceal license. She might be an NRA member. We don't know for or against. But this is basically saying guns cause violence, and veterans are opposed. Veterans support common sense gun control. And common sense gun control is the liberals' thought process for, we're going to take your guns eventually. We're not going to take your guns today, but we will take them eventually. Now, if you know this woman, you need to tell her to sue. It's unlikely that any of my viewers know her. But if you want to copy this video, or respond to this video, or repost it somewhere, this woman needs to sue. And not sue because she wants money and she's greedy. Even if she takes every single penny and gives it to the Wounded Warrior Project, or gives it to Gold Star Mothers, even if she takes the money and burns it, okay? This woman needs to file a lawsuit. I mostly did criminal law when I was in college. My criminal justice degrees, I focused on criminal penal codes. I'm not that familiar with civil law, but there are, defamation of character, slander, misuse of an image. You can ask any civil law attorney. He or she will tell you this woman is entitled to legal action. Okay, because they're misusing her picture. They're taking advantage of her picture. Now, if you took her image and put it on your Facebook page and said, support our troops, or pray for her sacrifice, I don't think she would sue you over that. I don't think she could, but if you're using her image to enhance your political agenda, she can sue you. And if this gentleman was a member of my family, you can bet your ass there will be a lawsuit. Okay, you can bet your ass there will be a lawsuit. Even if I had to recycle cans for the rest of my life to pay for the lawyer, I would definitely, even if I lost money, I would definitely pursue this action. Okay? They obviously want gun control to the point where they've actually celebrated the election of Bill de Blasio, who is the new mayor-elect of New York City, who is a self-proclaimed communist. He is a self-proclaimed communist. He's visited the Soviet Union. He's visited Nicaragua. He's visited Cuba. Okay, he supported Marxism and Leninism, and Moms Demand Action celebrated his election in New York City. And everyone and their mother believes that there will be more violence and more murder in New York City in the next couple of years. So New York City is going to become more violent, and Moms Demand Action is celebrating him. Not because he's going to reduce violence, but because he wants gun control. To the point where he actually said that Emperor Bloomberg didn't do enough for gun control. So, okay, now, you should never take advantage of any widow's grief for your political agenda, even if you agree with her. Okay, even if she was a gun control advocate, you should not take advantage of her grief. I don't think she is, but now there are several things that Moms Demand Action is missing or doesn't give a shit about. First and foremost, he had a real assault weapon, okay? He didn't have a semi-automatic tactical carbine like most of us have. He had a real assault weapon, either an M16 style, or M60, or M240, or M249, or 30 caliber, or 50 caliber, or grenade launcher, but he had some kind of real assault weapon on him. And he's, I don't know what branch he is, Marine Corps, Army, whatever branch he is, but Air Force, wherever he is, but he had some kind of real assault weapon with him. And that probably kept him alive until it eventually caught up with him. You know, it's a fact of life, you know. The more you go over, the less and less possible you're going to come back alive is, you know. John Basilone, God rest his soul, he knew he was going to get killed at Iwo Jima. He even knew it. Yeah, so, now, this is talking about, you know, she knows about gun violence. Well, she doesn't know anything about gun violence, but she obviously knows a lot about terrorism violence. Okay? Now, the other issue with her is, we don't know how her husband died. He might have been killed by a roadside bomb. He might have stepped on a landmine. My friend was ambushed, and the ambushers actually threw an IED at him while he was in his Humvee. Okay, there are actually more Americans being killed by IEDs than by actual firearms from the terrorists, from whoever they're fighting, whether it's the Iraqis, which is obviously over now, the Afghanis, whoever they're, Taliban, Al Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, whoever these guys are, they're actually using explosive devices, homemade explosive devices, more than actual firearms. So he may very well have been shot. We don't know. I have no idea. If you know of her, if you know of her story, I would love to know about it. Please share it with me. But the issue is her husband died using a real assault weapon. He was killed either by an enemy weapon, whether the enemy weapon was a gun or a knife or a bomb or something of that nature. Okay? He obviously died to protect Moms Demand Action's right to exploit his death. And I mean, it really is sickening. You know, it really is sickening. Really is. We don't know what her political beliefs are, and her political beliefs may very well be the opposite of what Moms Demand Action are. This is probably the most disgusting thing I've seen. I mean, the Brady campaign has not done stuff as disgusting as this. Remember the video I did about the Brady campaign and rape? That was honorable compared to this. This is absolute fucking heartbreaking. You're talking about thug culture in America, gang culture in America, which has resulted in death. And that death has been gun death, knife death, fist death, baseball bat death, crowbar death. And you're taking a entirely different subject, which is a man who was killed in action, and you're saying, well, this woman understands gun violence because her husband was killed defending our country. her husband being killed defending the country has nothing to do with gun violence in America being perpetrated by criminals who are disobeying the law anyway, and her grief should not be exploited by anyone who wants to have more gun control inflicted on the citizenry. It would be the equivalent of, oh Christ, it's so disgusting, I have to think about an equivalent. It would be the equivalent of, that's how nasty it is. If, let's assume that you wanted to reinstate prohibition, which is the, prohibition is the ban of alcohol. My family made a lot of money during prohibition. If you wanted to talk about banning alcohol again to stop drunk driving, you showed a picture of a police officer who was killed when his cruiser flipped over on snow. Police officer hits snow and ice, his cruiser flips over, he gets killed, and you say, let's ban alcohol, and let's ban alcohol because we want to stop drunk driving. That's the level of stupidity that this takes up, but the level of disgust still is not there. And I'm looking at her facial features, I'm looking at her neckline. She's very young. She's under 35. I don't know how old she is now. This is a couple years old, this picture, but she's a very, very young woman. And I mean, don't forget, my friend was killed. I mean, guys, I gotta leave to go back for my second shift in a half hour, and yeah, I know. I'm just getting choked up thinking about it. Okay, I just wanted this to be shown, and I want you to share this. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it on Twitter. You're welcome to share it any way you want, but obviously, please don't do what Moms Demand Action did. Try as hard as you can to at least respect this woman's dignity. You know, try as hard as you can to put her in a positive light. But this behavior can't be tolerated. I mean, this is just enough. This is enough. First of all, the stuff that they want, these gun control laws they want, have actually been proven not to have stopped crime. So to give more weight to your story, your point of view that's already been proven wrong, you're going to take advantage of a family. We don't know about this guy's parents or his siblings or his friends. We don't know. We only know about his wife. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm literally gonna start crying right now. I'm just so. Oh God. Bye.